Right now, somewhere in America, someone is sitting in a one-bedroom apartment outside Memphis, making $7.25 an hour, staring at their checking account, wondering if they can put gas in the car before Friday. And right now, someone else is sitting in a high-rise apartment in Manhattan, making $150,000 a year, staring at that same checking account on a Wednesday night, wondering why they still feel broke. Both situations are real. Today, we're going through the major income levels in America, from federal minimum wage all the way up to the top 1% of income earners. Real gross income, real taxes, real take-home pay, and the real life each salary actually buys in 2026. Let's start at the bottom. The federal minimum wage in the United States is still $7.25 an hour. If you work 40 hours a week, that comes out to about $1,257 a month before taxes, or just over $15,000 a year. After payroll taxes, you are taking home roughly $1,160 a month before state taxes, health insurance, or any other deductions. At this level, life is not just tight. The math is broken. Rent alone can wipe out almost everything. Even in a cheaper city, you still need groceries, gas, car insurance, electricity, a phone plan, and some way to survive an emergency. Saving feels impossible. Investing sounds ridiculous. Retirement feels like something that belongs to other people. If this is where you are right now, you are not failing. The wage is failing you. Millions of Americans work honest jobs every day and still fall behind because this income level was never built to create financial progress. Now let's move up to $35,000 a year. That is about $2,917 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, you are looking at roughly $2,525 a month before state taxes, insurance, and retirement contributions. This is the reality for a lot of entry-level workers, retail employees, warehouse workers, food service managers, home health aides, and people just trying to get their first real financial foothold. You can breathe a little more here, but not much. You might rent a room, split an apartment, drive a car with 160,000 miles on it, cook most nights at home, and still know that one flat tire can destroy the month. Maybe you can save $100 or $150 if nothing goes wrong, and this is where the first real fork appears. At $35,000, you probably will not build wealth by accident. But if you can save even $150 a month and invest it for 30 years at a 7% average return, that can grow to more than $180,000. The people who escape this bracket are not always the ones who get a massive raise. Often, they are the ones who finally stop letting every dollar disappear before it has a job. Now jump to $50,000 a year. That is about $4,167 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, your take-home pay is around $3,530 a month before state taxes and deductions. At $50,000, life starts to feel normal. You can probably afford a modest apartment in many parts of the country. You can buy groceries without doing mental math on every item in the cart. You can fix the car without automatically putting the whole repair on a credit card. You can start building an emergency fund. But this is also where the lifestyle trap begins. This is the income where people start saying, I deserve it. A newer car, a better apartment, more takeout, more subscriptions, a vacation on a credit card, furniture on a payment plan. And suddenly, $50,000 feels exactly like $35,000. The people who win at this level do something boring but powerful. They do not upgrade everything at once. They keep the old lifestyle a little longer, crush debt, build cash, and start investing. Because the first $10,000 you keep is more important than the next $10,000 you earn. Now let's talk about $65,000 a year. This is close to the median full-time worker range in America. At $65,000, you are making about $5,417 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, you take home roughly $4,530 a month before state taxes, insurance, and retirement contributions. On paper, this is solid money. You are not rich, but you are no longer living on the edge in the same way. You can rent a decent place in many cities. You can save. You can invest. You can put money into a 401k. You can start thinking about a down payment. But America gets strange at this income. In one city, $65,000 feels stable. In New York, Los Angeles, Boston, Seattle, Miami, or San Francisco, it can still feel like you are barely middle class. A one-bedroom apartment can take $2,000, $2,500, even $3,000 a month. Add a car payment, insurance, student loans, groceries, health insurance, and child care, and a respectable income suddenly has no room left inside it. 30 years ago, this kind of income could build a stable middle-class life in a lot of America. Today, in many places, it is more like a comfortable survival income, good enough to stay afloat, not always enough to get ahead unless you are intentional. Now move up to $85,000 a year. That is about $7,083 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, your take-home pay is around $5,720 a month before state taxes and paycheck deductions. This is where financial progress becomes real. You can live decently, save consistently, invest meaningfully, and still enjoy your life. You can build a serious emergency fund. You can buy index funds. You can contribute more than the minimum to retirement. But the trap here is comparison. At $85,000, your income is strong. The problem is that your reference group changes. You start working with people making $120,000, $150,000, or $200,000, and suddenly your own income feels small. It is not small. You are just looking up the ladder. This is the level where people confuse comfort with failure. They are already doing better than a huge part of the country, but because someone else has more, they feel behind. If you stay disciplined at $85,000, this income can change your entire financial future. If you chase everyone above you, it can vanish like every other paycheck. Now we reach the famous number, $100,000 a year, the six-figure salary. For decades, Americans treated this number like the finish line. Make six figures and you made it. And yes, $100,000 is still strong money. But in 2026, it is not what people think it is. You are making about $8,333 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, you keep roughly $6,600 a month before state taxes, insurance, retirement contributions, and other deductions. In a low-cost area, this can feel excellent. In California, New York, Massachusetts, Washington, or any expensive metro area, it can feel surprisingly normal. This is where the biggest psychological mistake happens. People start living like they are rich before they actually own assets. A luxury SUV, a premium apartment, better restaurants, better trips, better clothes. Everything gets upgraded because now you are a six-figure earner. But income is not wealth. At $100,000, you have a powerful engine, but if every dollar is already promised to rent, payments, subscriptions, debt, and lifestyle, the engine is running while the car goes nowhere. The smartest people at this level use the six-figure income to buy freedom, not the appearance of freedom. Now let's move to $150,000 a year. This is serious high-income territory for an individual earner. You are making $12,500 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, your take-home pay is around $9,480 a month before state taxes, insurance, retirement contributions, and other deductions. This is strong money. You can invest heavily. You can max out retirement accounts. You can build a brokerage account. You can save for a house. You can live in a better neighborhood, travel better, eat better, and give yourself a level of breathing room most people never get. But here comes the next trap. obligations, a $4,000 mortgage, 2 car leases, private school, expensive childcare, student loans, a lifestyle built around people who make even more than you, and suddenly $150,000 feels tight. The income is not the problem, the fixed commitments are. At this level, every recurring payment is a claim on your future freedom. The more lifestyle you lock in, the less flexible your life becomes. This is the lesson many high earners learn too late. Wealth is not built from what you make. It is built from what you do not give away. Now let's talk about $250,000 a year. At this point, you are not just doing well. You are in a different income conversation. You are making about $20,833 a month before taxes. After federal income tax and FICA, you take home roughly $15,265 a month before state taxes, benefits, and planning. Taxes become very real here. Retirement accounts, investment taxes, business structure, deductions, and long-term planning are no longer side topics. They are part of the game. Lifestyle-wise, $250,000 can buy an amazing life. A good home, nice cars, international travel, strong investing, help for family, real options. But it can also buy a very expensive cage. If you make $250,000 and spend $240,000, you are not rich. You are just expensive. And now we reach the top of the ladder, $500,000 a year and above. Executives, surgeons, big law partners, tech leaders, successful business owners, elite salespeople, high-performing entrepreneurs. At $500,000 a year, after federal income tax and FICA, you may keep around $340,000 before state taxes and other deductions. That is life-changing income. But at this level, money stops being the only question. The real currency becomes time. The question is no longer, can I afford this? The question becomes, is this worth my attention, my energy, my health, and my years? The biggest risk here is overconfidence. High earners often assume the income will last forever, so they spend like it will last forever. But industries change. Companies restructure, markets turn, health breaks, burnout hits, businesses fail. Careers that looked permanent can disappear faster than people expect. The smartest people at this level convert active income into assets that keep producing when they stop working. Real estate, businesses, index funds, cash-flowing assets, equity. They build something that outlives their working years, and that is the real point of this entire ladder. Your income level matters, but it is not the whole story. Someone making $65,000 with a 25% savings rate can build more wealth than someone making $150,000 who spends every dollar. Someone making $100,000 who invests consistently for 25 years can end up freer than someone making $250,000 who never learns the difference between income and ownership. The distance between where you are today and where you want to be is not decided only by your salary. It is decided by how much of your income you keep, how intelligently you invest it, and how much time you give compound interest to work. No matter which level you are on right now, the strongest move you can make is simple. Increase the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where debt disappears. That gap is where investing begins. That gap is where options are created. And eventually, that gap is where financial freedom lives. If this made you look at your income differently, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.